My name is Sloane Harper. I'm sitting in a diner 20 miles outside Las Vegas watching grease slide down the window as the desert sun rises behind the mountains. The coffee in front of me went cold an hour ago, same as it does every morning. Since they buried my brother, the waitress knows not to refill it anymore. She knows I just come here to stare at the highway and think about how quiet a life can become when someone rips the laughter out of it. Daniel was 30 when he died, 3 years older than me, with the same stupid crooked smile our dad had. Before the drink took him, we grew up in a double-wide trailer that baked in the summer and froze in the winter, dreaming of the glittering city we could see from our roof on clear nights. He got there first, dealing blackjack at the Golden Cipher while I finished school. By the time I joined him with my accounting degree, he had already started losing himself at the tables. At first, I thought it was just bad luck. Everyone hits rough patches in this town. But then I noticed how his hands shook when he talked about certain dealers, how he would wake up screaming about rigged wheels. I wrote it off as paranoia until the night I stayed late to reconcile the quarterly reports. The numbers did not add up. Not in the way people expect. No glaring thefts or missing millions. Just tiny discrepancies in the slot machine payout ratios, barely noticeable unless you were looking for them. The kind of statistical anomalies that could drain a man's savings. Over 2 years of near misses and almost wins, I showed Daniel the spreadsheets the next morning in the employee parking lot. His face went gray under the neon lights. He kept touching his left pinky where they had broken it last month for suspected card counting. I told you, he whispered. I told you, that was the last conversation we had where he was not halfway to wasted. 3 weeks later they found his BMW at the Red Rock Overlook, empty pill bottles rolling around the footwell. The coroner called it accidental, but the note taped to the dash told a different story. 5 words written in his messy block. Letters that still wake me up at night. The house always cheats. Victor Kray owns the Golden Cipher. You have seen him in magazines shaking hands with governors, his silver hair and tailored suits making gambling look respectable. I have seen the real man, the one who approves the machine algorithms, the one who collects debts and broken bones. The one who turned my brother into another Vegas suicide statistic. For 6 months I have lived 2 lives. By day, the quiet numbers cruncher in accounting. By night, something else entirely. I have mapped every security camera blind spot, memorized every shift rotation, cracked every firewall protecting their systems. Tonight it all comes together. The high roller gala starts at 8. Kray's flying in whales from Macau to Monaco, all here to lose fortunes at his rigged tables. What they do not know is that at exactly midnight, every slot machine in the building is going to pay out something other than money. I check my watch as the first limos arrive. The desert wind carries champagne laughter through the loading dock. Where I am crouched, somewhere in that glass tower, Kray is making a toast. Let him enjoy it. In 3 hours, the whole world will know his secret. The house always cheats, but tonight the house loses. The service tunnels under the casino smell like old cigarettes and industrial cleaner. I move through them with my back against the damp concrete walls, counting steps between security cameras. 12 paces, pause. 8 paces, duck. The rhythm is second nature after months of reconnaissance. Rodriguez should be making his rounds right now, which gives me 7 minutes to access the main server hub. My stolen keycard glides through the reader with a soft beep. The room hums with the sound of 100 machines processing millions in losses every minute. I plug the modified Raspberry Pi into the primary terminal. The progress bar fills in 60 seconds flat, 6 months of coding distilled into one perfect moment. The device winks its green light at me before I pocket it. A noise at the door sends ice down my spine. I am halfway out the maintenance hatch. When the knob turns, through the gap I see polished shoes stop inches from my hiding spot. A phone rings. Yeah, boss, Rodriguez says. Just doing the rounds like you asked. No sign of her yet. My blood turns to sludge. They are expecting me. The shoes. Pivot and leave. I wait 5 full minutes before crawling out, sweat soaking through my stolen maintenance uniform. This changes everything. They know something's coming. Not what, not when, but enough to be watching. I adjust the earpiece and blend into the kitchen. Staff streaming toward the gala. The ballroom is a sea of tuxedos and diamonds, the air thick with cigar smoke and $100 perfume. Kray holds court near the high-limit area, his laugh booming across the room. Taking my position at a service station, I pretend to check a malfunctioning slot machine. My watch ticks down. Oh, for 3 heartbeats, nothing happens. Then the first machine sputters to life, then another, and another. Instead of coins, they vomit paper. Thousands of slips fluttering into the air like malignant confetti. The same 5 words printed on every one. The house always cheats. The room erupts. A sheik slips on the cascade, his bodyguards drawing weapons. Socialites scream as alarms blare. Kray's face purples as he snatches a slip from the air, his lips moving as he reads my brother's words. I melt into the chaos, watching his empire unravel one printed truth at a time. This is not the end. It is barely the beginning. The fire exit dumps me into an alley reeking of spoiled shrimp. I strip off the uniform to reveal a cocktail dress underneath, stuffing the evidence into a dumpster. The night air tastes like victory and fear. Halfway down the block, black SUVs screech to a halt outside the casino. Men in tactical gear pour out. Not regular security. Kray's private team. They are moving too fast to coordinated. They knew. The realization hits like a bullet. Javier calling in sick. Rodriguez's phone call. This was not just security being cautious. They let me hack them. Wanted me to. Needed proof it was me. I am running before the thought fully forms. Heels abandoned. On the pavement, the safe house is compromised. The backup location too. Every plan I made suddenly worthless. A news helicopter circles overhead, its spotlight sweeping the streets. I duck into a tourist shop selling cheap souvenirs, watching the search unfold through the window. On a wall of TVs behind the counter, every channel shows the chaos at the Golden Cipher. They cut to Daniel's old DMV photo. The police have made the connection. The clerk's phone rings. He listens, then looks straight at me. I am out the back door before he can speak. The desert stretches endlessly ahead. The strips glow at my back. Somewhere in that direction is a bus station, a new identity, a way out. But as I start walking, headlights appear on the horizon. A single car moving slowly, deliberately, waiting for me. The game was never about exposing Kray. It was about seeing who would run. And now they have found me. The car keeps pace with me as I walk along the shoulder, its tinted windows hiding whomever's inside. My fingers find the switchblade. In my pocket, the metal cool against my sweating palm. 6 months ago, I had never held a weapon. Now, sleep with one under my pillow. The passenger window rolls down halfway. Enough to show a man's profile, not enough to identify. You going to walk all the way to Arizona, Miss Harper? The voice is educated, calm. Not what I expected. I keep moving, the knife ready. Depends who's asking. The car creeps forward, maintaining distance. Someone who appreciates quality work. That stunt back there? Beautifully executed. My employer would like to discuss your future. The desert stretches silent around us. Crickets have stopped chirping. Even the wind holds its breath. I think about Daniel's broken finger, about the pills in his car, about how Kray's men operate. Your employer can go fuck himself. The man laughs, a dry sound like pages turning. Not that kind of offer. We are the people your brother tried to contact before his accident. The people who know what really happens in Kray's counting rooms. I stop walking. The car stops too. A plane crosses overhead, its lights blinking red. When I was little, Daniel told me they were angels winking at us. What's in the counting rooms? The door unlocks with a soft click. Why do not you come see for yourself? Every instinct screams to run, but I have been running since they put Daniel in the ground. I yank open the door and slide inside before I can think better of it. The interior smells like leather and gun oil. The man holds up his empty hands. No wires, no weapons, just a business card between his fingers. Plain white, embossed black numbers. No name. Call when you are ready to stop playing with slot machines and start hitting where it hurts. The car pulls over at a gas station 10 miles down the road. The man says nothing as I get out, just watches as I pocket the card. The pumps are brightly lit, the only oasis in miles of darkness. I stand there long after the taillights disappear, holding the card so tight the edges cut my palm. The night is quiet except for the hum of fluorescent lights and the occasional truck roaring past. Inside the station, a TV plays footage of the casino chaos. They are calling it a cyber attack now, showing Kray making a statement about increased security. His smile does not reach his eyes. Good, I think. Let him lie awake tonight. The clerk eyes me as I buy burner phones and energy drinks. You okay, miss? You look like you seen a ghost. I almost laugh. Just tired. The truth is, I have not slept through the night since Daniel died. Every time I close my eyes, I see him sitting at our kitchen table, running the numbers over and over, trying to prove what we both knew was true. The games were rigged. The house always cheated. Now the whole world knows it too. I walk out into the desert, heading for the highway. The card burns in my pocket. Maybe it is a trap. Maybe it is salvation. Either way, the game has changed. Kray thinks tonight was about revenge. He is wrong. Tonight was just the opening move. The motel room smells like mildew and old cigarettes. I bolt the door and wedge a chair under the knob before dumping my purchases on the bed. The burner phones still have their plastic wrapping. The energy drinks are just an excuse to case the place, make sure no one followed me. I peel back the bathroom wallpaper, checking for the mark I left last week, a tiny pencil dot only I would notice. Still there. The room has not been searched. Yet. The business card goes on the nightstand, face up. I stare at it while chugging orange-flavored caffeine. Who are those people? How did they know Daniel? More importantly, what do they want with me? My laptop boots up slowly, the cheap motel Wi-Fi barely functional. News sites are exploding with the casino story. Financial analysts are debating the impact. Security experts are calling the hack alarmingly sophisticated. None of them understand it was just a distraction. The real damage is in the accounting servers I compromised weeks ago. The files that prove Kray's been skimming from high rollers for years. The records of payoffs to gaming commissioners. The kind of evidence that does not just embarrass, it destroys. It is all queued up to release at noon tomorrow, unless I cancel it. My insurance policy. I am about to close the laptop when an email notification pops up. No subject, no sender, just one line. Check your left jacket pocket. Ice floods my veins. The jacket's hanging on the bathroom door where I left it. I approach slowly, knife in hand. The left pocket bulges slightly. Inside is a single photograph. Daniel, standing outside a warehouse I do not recognize. The date stamp shows 2 days before he died. Scribbled on the back in his handwriting, if something happens, find Marcus. The window shatters as the first bullet tears through the curtain. I hit the floor as more gunfire erupts, wood splintering above me. The lamp explodes in a shower of glass. Someone's shooting through the walls, crawling toward the bathroom. I grab the laptop and jacket. A bullet ricochets off the sink inches from my face. The mirror shatters, reflecting a dozen broken Sloans. Scrambling for cover. The bathroom window is small, but so am I. I squeeze through as bullets to the doorframe to splinters. The drop to the parking lot knocks the wind out of me. Sirens wail in the distance. Too slow. They will be here any second. I sprint between parked cars, dodging into the alley behind the motel. My lungs burn. Every shadow could be an attacker. The bus station is 12 blocks away. I run hunched over, sticking to back streets. The photo burns in my pocket. Who took it? Who left it in my jacket? And who the hell is Marcus? The station is nearly empty at this hour. I buy a ticket to Flagstaff with cash, keeping my face turned from cameras. The bus leaves in 20 minutes. Just have to stay alive that long. A TV above the vending machines shows the casino footage again. This time there is a new graphic. Person of interest with my employee badge photo. Not my best angle. The clerk's phone rings. He answers, then glances my way. I am already moving when he says, "Hey you." Out into the night again. The desert stretches in every direction, vast and indifferent. The mountains loom in the distance, their peaks glowing under the moon. Somewhere out there is Marcus. Somewhere out there are answers. And somewhere behind me, Kray's men are closing in. The bus pulls in with a hiss of brakes. I board last, taking a seat in back where I can watch the doors. As we pull away, a black SUV skids into the parking lot. Too late for now. The bus hums through the desert, its vibrations lulling exhausted passengers to sleep. I stay awake, watching the highway through scratched plexiglass. Every set of headlights could be pursuit. The photo rests in my lap. In it, Daniel wears his favorite leather jacket, the one he died in. His smile looks forced, eyes darting to something off camera. Behind him, a warehouse with faded lettering, store age Uni 3. The rest is cut off. Marcus. The name means nothing to me. Daniel never mentioned anyone by that name, but he had been secretive those last weeks, jumping at shadows, coming home with unexplained bruises. The bus stops in Kingman for a driver change. I use the payphone outside the depot, calling the only number I know by heart. It rings 6 times before a familiar voice answers. Sloan? Jesus? Are you okay? I saw the news. Javier sounds half drunk, terrified. They came to my house, tore the place apart looking for you. Are you clean? Yeah. At my sister's in Henderson. Listen, you need to disappear. Kray's got people everywhere. Cops, feds, even some of the pit bosses are packing heat tonight. I chew my lip, watching a trucker buy cigarettes inside. What do you know about someone named Marcus? Silence, then a sharp intake of breath. Oh fuck. Oh Jesus Christ. Where did you hear that name? The line goes dead, not disconnected, the kind of dead that means someone cut the wires. When I turn around, the trucker is watching me through the glass. He mouths two words, run. Now, I am sprinting when the first bullet shatters the payphone behind me. The truck stop dissolves into chaos. Travelers scream as more gunfire erupts. I dive behind a fuel tanker, feeling heat radiate through the metal. The shooter's moving, I hear boots crunching on gravel, methodical. A delivery van starts up nearby. Without thinking, I roll underneath and grab the axle. The vehicle lurches forward, dragging me along as bullets ping off its bumper. We hit the highway. The desert wind whips at my clothes as I cling to the undercarriage, my arms burning with effort. The driver has no idea he is carrying a stowaway. After an eternity, we slow for a stoplight. I drop onto the pavement and roll into a ditch. The van drives away, taillights disappearing into the night. Dawn finds me limping along a rural road. My clothes torn, hands bleeding. The photo survived in my back pocket. Daniel's frozen smile mocks me. A farmhouse appears in the distance, lights on. Probably a family eating breakfast, unaware of the war raging in their backyard. I could knock, ask for help. But after last night, I cannot risk dragging more people into this. Instead, I crouch in an irrigation ditch and study the photo again. Store age Uni 3, could be anywhere. Then I notice something in the corner, a blurred street sign, partial letters. East Avenue. The pieces click. Death Avenue. Old nickname for a street near the abandoned rail yards. Daniel used to joke about the bums who live there. The warehouse is still standing when I arrive mid-morning, its corrugated metal walls baking in the sun. Unit 3 has a shiny new padlock. I pick it in 30 seconds. Inside smells like dust and motor oil. A single desk holds a laptop covered in fingerprints. The desert sun burns my neck as I crouch behind a rusted-out pickup truck, watching the warehouse doors. 12 hours since the bus station shooting. 12 hours since I learned the name Marcus meant something dangerous enough to get Javier off the phone in a panic. My hands will not stop shaking, but it is not from fear. It is the adrenaline still working its way out of my system after crawling under that van. The storage unit looks abandoned from the outside, just another decaying box in a row of them. But the fresh padlock tells a different story. So do the faint tire tracks in the dust leading up to the roll-up door. Somebody has been here recently. Somebody who did not want visitors. I circle the building twice before finding the weak spot, a side window with broken latches. The glass creaks as I pry it open, sending a shower of paint chips onto my shoulders. The smell hits me first, not just dust and mildew, but something sharper. Ammonia, electronics, the tang of recent human sweat. The space inside is larger than I expected, maybe 20 by 30 feet. Most of it's empty except for a folding table covered in computer equipment. The laptop sits center stage, its power light still glowing green. Somebody left in a hurry. I approach slowly, avoiding the patches of moonlight coming through the skylights. The laptop screen wakes when I touch the trackpad. No password, just an open file with two words blinking at me. Access denied. Behind me, a floorboard creaks. I am spinning with my knife out before my brain fully processes the movement. The blade stops an inch from a man's throat. He does not flinch, just looks at me with tired eyes and a face that has not seen sunlight in months. You are taller than your brother, he says. His voice sounds like gravel under tires. I figured you would come eventually. The knife does not waver. Who are you? Marcus. He steps back, out of stabbing range. Daniel did not tell you about me? Not until after he was dead. I lower the knife slightly. He left me a photo. Said to find you. Marcus moves to the laptop, typing rapidly. He is thinner than he should be, with the weary muscle of someone who has been running too long. His left pinky finger ends at the second knuckle. I know that particular injury. Casino punishment for card counters. They killed him because of what we found, Marcus says without looking up. Same reason they have been trying to kill me. Same reason they will kill you now that you have seen this. The screen changes, displaying rows of security footage. Different angles of a room I recognize. The golden Cipher's high-limit area. The time stamp shows 3 days before Daniel's death. Watch, Marcus says. The footage plays. Daniel deals cards to 4 men in suits. Everything looks normal until the third hand. One player, a Russian with ice blonde hair, scratches his nose. Daniel's shoulders tense. He deals the next card slightly differently. The Russian wins big. Again, Marcus whispers. He fast forwards to another night. Different players. Same Russian. Same nose scratch. Same altered dealing pattern. Over and over across dozens of clips. It is called a mechanic's grip, Marcus says. A way dealers can control which card comes next. Daniel noticed it first. Started keeping records. I stare at the screen until my eyes burn. All those nights Daniel came home shaking, insisting the games were rigged. I had chalked it up to paranoia, to the drinking, never considered he might be right. Why kill him over this? It is cheating. But it is Vegas. Everybody cheats. Marcus shakes his head. Not like this. He opens another file. Spreadsheets. Millions in transfers between shell companies. The Russian is not just some high roller. He is laundering money for the Bratva, and Kray's helping. The numbers swim before my eyes. I was an accountant. I know what I am looking at. This is not just skimming. This is full-blown international money laundering. The kind that gets people disappeared. Daniel found this? Marcus nods. We both did. He was going to the feds. I told him it was suicide. Guess I was right. The screen flickers. A red warning box pops up. Marcus swears. They are here. The first bullet shatters the window behind us. The second takes Marcus in the shoulder. He goes down hard, blood spraying across the keyboard. I am moving before the third shot, flipping the table for cover. Flashlight beams cut through the darkness outside. At least 3 shooters, maybe more. Marcus gasps at my feet, clutching his wound. Back door, he hisses. Through the office. I drag him up, his blood hot on my hands. The office is a closet-sized space with a rusted filing cabinet and another door. It is locked. Marcus fumbles in his pocket, comes up with a key. His breathing is ragged. Take this. He presses a thumb drive into my palm. Everything's on here. Names, numbers, proof. I get the door open just as the main room floods with light. Voices shout in Russian. Marcus shoves me through. Run, Sloan. And do not stop. He slams the door behind me. The gunshots start before I have taken 2 steps into the night. I run until my lungs feel like they will burst. The desert swallows my tracks as I zigzag through scrub brush. Distant shouts fade behind me. No engines start up. They must not know about the back exit. The thumb drive burns in my fist. All that is left of Daniel and Marcus. All the proof that could bring Kray down. A highway appears in the distance, shimmering with heat. I walk toward it, my mind racing. They will be watching the airports, the bus stations. My apartment's certainly burned. I need to disappear. But first, I need to make sure this was not for nothing. The truck stop diner looks like every other roadside grease pit in Nevada. I slip into the bathroom and clean up as best I can, washing Marcus's blood from my hands. The face in the mirror is a stranger's, sunburned, hollow-eyed. My hair's matted with dust. I look like what I am, a woman on the run. The counter offers a clear view of the parking lot. I order coffee and pie I will not eat, watching for tails. The waitress gives me a look but says nothing, probably used to people hiding from something. The thumb drive goes into the cheap burner phone I bought with my last $20. The files load slowly. Spreadsheets, videos, audio recordings. Enough evidence to put Kray away forever. But the feds cannot be trusted. Not after what happened to Daniel. I need another way. A newspaper left on the counter catches my eye. The headline screams casino hacker still at large under my employee photo. Below the fold, another story. Kray to host charity gala tonight. The irony almost makes me laugh. While I am out here covered in blood and dust, Kray's throwing a party. Probably already spun the hack as some tech glitch. The rich always land on their feet, unless someone trips them. The plan forms as I sip bitter coffee. The gala will be packed with press, with politicians, with people Kray cannot afford to have see what is on this drive. All I need is a way in. The waitress refills my cup. You okay, hon? You look like you are fixing to storm Normandy. I almost tell her, almost, But the less she knows, the safer she is. Just tired, I say. Long night. She nods like she understands. They always do in these places. Everyone's running from something. Outside, a semi pulls in, its air brakes hissing. The driver ambles toward the diner, his cap pulled low. I watch him through the window as he checks his phone, stretches, then heads inside. His jacket hangs on a hook by the door. The embroidered patch catches my eye. Nevada event staff, the pieces click. The gala, the truck, the uniform. I leave cash on the counter and follow the driver to the men's room. He has barely locked the stall door when I am sliding his jacket off the hook. The keycard in the pocket has tonight's date and one word, caterer. The desert air feels different as I step outside, with the jacket folded under my arm. Still hot, still dry, but charged now, like before a storm. Kray wants to play house? Fine, I will help him tear his down. The truck's unlocked. I climb in, start the engine, and point it toward Vegas, toward the gala, toward whatever comes next. The house always cheats, but tonight, the house burns. The stolen catering truck smells like old lettuce and industrial cleaner. I press my back against the metal interior wall as it rumbles toward the golden Cipher's loading dock, counting each pothole that jars my teeth. The uniform I stole fits too big in the shoulders and smells like someone else's sweat. None of that matters. Only the thumb drive burning a hole in my pocket matters. Only the plan forming in my head matters. Marcus is dead. Daniel is dead. And Victor Kray is hosting a gala while their blood is still drying. The injustice of it coils in my stomach, like a live wire. I press my palms flat against the truck floor until my nails leave half-moon indents in my skin. Breathe, think, survive. The truck slows to a stop. Voices outside. I scramble behind a stack of plastic crates just as the rear doors swing open. Evening, fellas. The driver calls out. Got your cold cuts and champagne. A security guard grunts in response. I hear the creak of a dolly being lowered, the shuffle of feet. They will unload the food first. That gives me maybe 5 minutes before they check the rest. The crates block me from view as I peel back the corner of the truck's rubber flooring. Underneath is a small compartment for tools. I wedge myself inside, pulling the mat back over me just as someone climbs into the truck. Smells like a damn morgue back here, a new voice complains. Why's it so cold? Champagne's gotta stay chilled, boss. The driver answers. You want warm bubbly. For your rich folks. The guard mutters something crude and moves away. I count to 300 in my head before risking a peek. The loading dock is clear except for 2 kitchen staff smoking by a dumpster. Perfect. I roll out from under the flooring and drop to the pavement, keeping low. The staff uniforms are light blue, same as the one I am wearing. I grab a tray of canapés from an abandoned cart and walk like I belong here. The service hallway is all buzzing fluorescents and shouting cooks. I keep my head down, following signs. For the ballroom, the thumb drive feels heavier with every step. Marcus died for this. Daniel died for this. I will not let it be for nothing. The ballroom doors swing open ahead of me, releasing a wave of laughter and piano music. I catch a glimpse of crystal chandeliers and women in gowns that cost more than my college tuition. Kray stands near the center, holding court with politicians and socialites. His silver hair catches the light as he throws back his head in laughter. The sight makes my fingers twitch toward the knife hidden in my sleeve. Not yet. First the proof, then the reckoning. I slip into the crowd, balancing my tray. Nobody looks at the help. I could be naked back here and these people would still hold out their glasses for refills. Their blindness is my advantage. The AV booth is tucked in a corner behind potted palms. A bored-looking tech scrolls on his phone as I approach. Chef, send up some appetizers, I say, holding out the tray. Special order for the crew. He barely glances up. Just set it down. I do, then pull the knife in one smooth motion. The blade presses against his ribs before he can react. Do not scream. I whisper, just do exactly what I say and you walk away tonight. His Adam's apple bobs as he swallows. What do you want? The screens. I want them all showing this at exactly 9:15. I hold up the thumb drive. He pales. They will kill me. I press the knife harder. So will I. Your choice. The tech takes the drive with shaking hands. I watch as he plugs it in, pulls up the files. His breath hitches when he sees the contents. Jesus Christ. Is this real? Very real. And in 6 minutes, everyone in this room will see it too. I check my watch. 8:59. Right on schedule. Outside the booth, The party continues unaware. Kray clinks glasses with a state senator. The Russian from the videos whispers in a bodyguard's ear. All these powerful people about to have their world blown apart. The tech finishes programming the feed. It is ready, but you should know, they have guys watching the system. The second this goes live, alarms will sound. I expected nothing less. Good. Let them come. At T914. I slip back into the crowd. The tech meets my eyes through the booth window. I nod. He hits send. The massive screens around the ballroom flicker. The music cuts off mid-note. Every display lights up with security footage of Kray and the Russian discussing payoffs, money laundering, murder. Spreadsheets appear showing millions funneled through shell companies. Audio recordings play of Kray ordering Daniel's death. The room erupts. Kray's face goes purple. He screams at the text to kill the feed. The Russian pulls a gun. Senators scramble for the exits. It is chaos. Beautiful, perfect chaos. I move through the crowd toward Kray, my knife ready. Let him see my face. Let him know who ended him. Then the fire alarms blare. The sprinklers kick on, drenching everyone in seconds. The screens short out in showers of sparks. In the confusion, Kray disappears. I shove through panicked guests searching. There, a flash of silver hair ducking into a service elevator. I sprint after him, barely slipping through the closing doors. The elevator is all mirrors and brass. Kray's reflection shows a man I barely recognize. No more polished charm, just raw animal panic. He does not know me at first. Just another staffer in a wet uniform. Then his eyes focus. Me, I agree, and slash. The knife across his cheek. He howls, clutching his face. Blood seeps between his fingers. You crazy bitch. Do you have any idea what you have done? I show him the blade, red with his blood. I know exactly what I have done. I have ruined you. The elevator dings. Penthouse level. His private suite. Kray stumbles out backward, still bleeding. I follow, ready to finish this. Then the Russian steps out of the shadows, gun raised. I dive sideways as he fires. The bullet shatters a vase behind me. Kray scrambles toward a desk, yanking open a drawer. Another gun, trapped between them. I weigh my options. The knife will not beat to guns, but maybe I do not need to win. Maybe I just need to make sure they lose. The Russian fires again. This time I am not fast enough. White-hot pain explodes. In my side, I go down hard, my vision swimming. Kray looms over me, gun shaking in his hand. You should have taken the hint and died quietly like your brother. I spit blood at his shoes. Fuck you. He raises the gun. Then the elevator dings again. The doors open to reveal a SWAT team. Guns drawn, body armor. Kray freezes. The Russian swears in his native tongue. Hands up. An agent shouts, FBI. Kray's gun clatters to the floor. The Russian is not as smart. He swings his weapon toward the agents. They cut him down in a hail of bullets. I watch it all from the carpet, my blood pooling beneath me. The agents swarm Kray, cuffing him, reading rights. One kneels beside me. Stay with me, Mum. Medics are coming. I try to answer, but my mouth will not cooperate. The pain is fading, which cannot be good. My vision tunnels. The last thing I see is Kray being led away in cuffs, his empire crumbling around him. The house always cheats, but not tonight. Tonight, the house loses. The fluorescent lights above my hospital bed hum like angry wasps. I count the ceiling tiles. For the 100th time while the 4 drip feeds painkillers into my arm. 3 days since the penthouse. 3 days since I watched Kray get dragged away in cuffs. The doctors say the bullet cracked to ribs and nicked my spleen. The FBI agents hovering outside my door say I am lucky to be alive. I do not feel lucky. I feel restless. The television mounted in the corner plays continuous coverage of Kray's downfall. His face looks haggard in the mugshot, the cut from my knife still visible on his cheek. The Chiron below screams casino kingpin charged with murder, money laundering. They keep showing clips from the gala footage. The moment his empire crumbled live on camera, a nurse bustles in to check my vitals. She does not meet my eyes as she wraps the blood pressure cuff around my arm. I recognize the look. Fear. The same way people glanced at Daniel after he started ranting about rigged games. You have another visitor, she murmurs. Says he is FBI. I expect another suit with a notepad asking the same tired questions. Instead, a familiar figure fills the doorway. The man from the desert, the one who gave me the business card. He has traded his tailored suit for FBI windbreaker. But the calculating eyes remain the same. Agent Cole, he says, flashing a badge too quickly for me to verify. Mind if we talk? I gesture to the empty chair. He sits with the careful posture of someone used to being watched. The nurse flees. You look like hell, Harper. I touch the bandages under my hospital gown. Kray send his regards? Cole's mouth twitches. Kray's singing like a canary in interrogation, giving up everyone from the Russian mob to half the gaming commission. He pauses. Including who really killed your brother. The heart monitor betrays me with a sudden spike. I force my breathing steady. Tell me. Professional courtesy. He pulls a file from his jacket. Crime scene photos. Daniel's car. The pill bottles. And one new addition. A close-up of Daniel's left wrist. Bruises in the shape of fingers. They held him down, Cole says quietly. Made it look like suicide. Kray gave the order, but the Russian pulled the trigger. I stare at the photo until my vision blurs. All this time I had imagined Daniel alone in that car, choosing to leave me. The truth is worse. He fought. They took that choice from him. Why are you showing me this? Because we are not done. Cole leans forward. Kray's small fish compared to who he answers to. The people moving that Russian money have senators in their pockets, judges, maybe even people in my agency. I study his face. This is not an FBI briefing. This is a recruitment pitch. You want me to keep going? He nods. You have got a talent for disruption. And unlike my agents, you are already dead. The heart monitor spikes again. Explain. Cole slides another photo across the sheets. My own burned out motel room from after the bus station. Official stamp across the bottom. Deceased John Doe. We made sure the shooters thought they got you. Right now, everyone believes Sloan Harper died that night. He taps the photo. Gives you freedom to operate. Outside, a medical cart rattles by. The antiseptic hospital smell suddenly feels suffocating. They tried to kill me. They killed Daniel. And now the FBI wants to use me as some kind of deniable asset. The anger rises slow and hot in my chest. But under it, something else. Purpose. What is the catch? No safety net. No official backing. If you get caught, we never had this conversation. Cole meets my eyes. And you walk away from your old life completely. I look at Daniel's wrist again. The bruises. The struggle. Then I reach for the pen on my bedside table. Where do I sign? The paperwork takes 20 minutes. Cole explains the basics. New identity, bank accounts, safe houses. When he is done, he gathers the files and stands. One last thing. He tosses a small box onto the bed. Welcome to the shadows, Harper. Inside is a passport. New name. My photo. Elena Vasiliev. Birthplace. Moscow. The irony is not lost on me. Cole pauses at the door. Your first assignment starts in 72 hours. A private jet belonging to one of Kray's associates is flying to the Caymans. We think he is moving files. I test the weight of my new name. And you want me to stop him? Cole smiles. I want you to do what you do best. 'Cause chaos. The door clicks shut behind him. Outside my window, the Las Vegas skyline glitters oblivious. Somewhere out there, the people who killed Daniel are still living their lives, still playing their games. Not for long. The house always cheats, but the game just changed. The rain hammers against the windows of the abandoned factory like 1,000 impatient fingers. I watch the water streak down the grimy glass, counting each drop as it falls. 4 weeks since the Cayman job. 4 weeks since Dmitry Volkov's empire went up in flames. The news called it a gas leak. Cole called it a clean sweep. I call it unfinished business. The warehouse floor creaks behind me. I do not turn. I know it is Cole before he speaks. You look like hell, Harper. I glance at my reflection in the glass. The woman staring back has dark circles under her eyes, lips chapped from too many sleepless nights. The knife wound on my side, courtesy of Dmitry's last bodyguard, still burns beneath the bandages. You bring what I asked for. Cole drops a thick file on the rusted work table between us. Everything we have on the Serpent Crown. Bank records, shell companies, even a few blackmail tapes. He pauses. It is not enough. I flip open the file. The first page shows a mansion in Monaco, all glass and sharp angles. The kind of place where men like Dmitry's bosses conduct business. Victor Kray talked before his accident in prison. Cole continues. Gave us names, locations. Problem is, these people do not exist on paper. They are ghosts. I trace a finger over The grainy surveillance photo paperclip to the dossier. A man in a tailored suit stepping out of a limousine. His face is blurred, but the cufflinks are clear. Serpent and crown, just like Dimitri's, they exist, I say softly. And they are going to wish they did not. Cole sighs. This is not some casino boss you can expose with hack slot machines, Harper. These people own governments. If you go after them, I am not going after them. I snap the file shut. I am going to make them come to me. The rain intensifies outside, drumming against the roof like a warning. Cole studies me the way a man studies. A lit fuse. What do you need? I slide a thumb drive across the table. Broadcast this at noon tomorrow. Every news outlet, every dark web forum, every police frequency in Europe. Cole plugs it into his laptop. The screen fills with security footage. Dimitri in his Monaco office, bragging about payoffs to 3 high-ranking Interpol officials. Their faces are crystal clear. You realize this will start a war, Cole says quietly. I smile for the first time in weeks. That is the point. The Safehouse smells like gun oil and stale coffee. I methodically clean the Beretta on the kitchen table, listening to the news reports blaring from the laptop. Breaking. Interpol officials implicated in bribery scandal authorities raid multiple properties linked to organized crime. Unconfirmed reports of shootings in Nice and Marseille right on schedule. My burner phone buzzes. Unknown number. I answer on the third ring. You stupid little girl. The voice is smooth, educated, and colder than a grave. Do you have any idea what you have started? I lean back in the chair. Enlighten me. You just signed death warrants for every person you have ever loved. I think of Daniel's empty grave, my burned out apartment, the life I buried. Guess you will have to get creative then. The line goes dead. They come at midnight. I am waiting on the rooftop when the black vans slither into the alley below. 6 men emerge, moving with military precision. Not hired thugs, professionals. The first one dies before he reaches the fire escape, a single bullet between the eyes from my perch 3 buildings over. The others scatter, shouting in Russian. I relocate before the muzzle flash cools. The second man goes down in the parking garage, his throat slit before he can radio for help. The third makes it all the way to the Safehouse door before the tripwire detonates the C4 I planted in the walls. The explosion lights up the night. Through the smoke, I see him, the man from the surveillance photo. His suit is immaculate, his hair perfectly styled despite the chaos. He steps over bodies like they are trash, his polished shoes clicking on the concrete. You cost me a lot of money today, he calls into the darkness. I step from the shadows, gun raised. You cost me a brother. He smiles. The Harper girl. I wondered when we would meet. His hand moves toward his jacket. I fire twice. The first bullet shatters his knee. The second takes his left hand clean off at the wrist. He collapses, screaming. The serpent cufflink skittering across the blood-slicked pavement. I crouch beside him, pressing the Beretta to his forehead. Who gave the order on my brother? His breath comes in ragged gasps. You think this ends with me? There are always others. Bigger players. Deeper pockets. I thumb back the hammer. Names. He laughs, blood bubbling at his lips. Check your 6. The bullet hits me before I hear the shot. A white-hot poker through my right shoulder. I spin, firing blindly into the night. A body drops from the fire escape above. When I turn back, the man is gone. Only his severed hand remains, the gold cufflink glinting in the moonlight. The Safehouse burns behind me as I limp through the storm drains. The wound in my shoulder screams with every step, but the pain keeps me focused. Cole's voice crackles through my earpiece. Harper, where the hell are you? Half of Interpol is looking for you. I lean against the damp concrete, catching my breath. Did you get it? A pause. The live stream? Yeah, we got it. Every frame of you shooting Volkov's boss is currently playing on loop from Paris to Moscow. Good. I close my eyes. Then they will know it was me. Jesus, Harper. I yank out the earpiece and crush it underfoot. Somewhere above, sirens wail. Somewhere ahead, the tunnel slopes upward to freedom. Somewhere behind, a new grave waits to be dug. The house always cheats, but the game is not over yet.